We got involved in the Beyond the Mainstream project through our work with Plymouth Music Zone. We've had lots of work with them before they've come into school, and they've been working with children individually and in groups.
Well, I've been working at Woodlands with 3 individuals, so I've been doing one-to-one sessions with them. And because we've actually created a resource of songs, we wanted to try and infiltrate that into the sessions slowly. I've been using music technology as a way of sort of capturing their voice and hopefully trying to get them to develop that voice. It sounds like a cricket, doesn't it? Because with the individuals I'm working with, it's quite an extreme example of children that maybe at this point don't have the ability to sing per se, but they can all vocalise, they've all got voices. So it's just a matter of tapping into that and getting them to realise what potential they have in their own voice.
The non-verbal children, a lot of them pre-intentional communications, so they give responses to stimuli, but quite often they don't know how to ask for the repeat of something that they liked, and that's something that we work a lot on. You've got that intense one-to-one, you've got the person singing to them, so lots of facial expression is something that just grabs our children's attention. For one particular child at the moment, the main first point was actually just to get her to relate to someone different. Once that familiarity was established, then you can start working on all the other skills, knowing that a certain thing is going to happen at this point in the song. They get to anticipate it, they get to expect it, and they want it. And so it's that whole communication and social aspect that goes on within the music.
So we've been using technology really simple with a microphone and basically a delay unit. So as they make a sound through the microphone, it creates like an echo effect. So shall we sing a song? And it's proved to be really, really effective. I've already noticed in some cases that they start to actually play with their own voice. And it's really about self-expression. You know, I mean, literally, it is finding their voice, and that's how we can communicate with them, and how they can express themselves as well.
We've been involved with the Music Zone for quite a number of years, and we were invited to get involved with this project, and everybody as a school was very excited because music is a medium which really helps our pupils progress. And having Anna and her team in has just provided a much greater depth and a richer experience.
I was asked to help to write a resource, and this school was one of the 5 schools which are piloting that resource plus evaluation toolkit that we've been developing.
We have children with a range of learning disabilities. Predominantly at the moment in my classroom I have children with Down syndrome and children with autism. As long as the children can cope with the noise, they just really respond well. I think it captures their interest, it helps their concentration and attention, they're focused on the person leading the session. It helps to develop their imitation skills, and of course what we're always hoping for in a school like this is that their communication skills develop.
We usually start with a hello song, and we do that every week just for a bit of continuity for the children, and then generally involves singing some of the songs that Anna's written for the resource. And generally what we try and do is every week we keep a few things the same so that they get used to things and they learn things, but then we also introduce a new thing or two every session just so that the children have a bit of variety.
Well, I think that what we would do is that we would incorporate some of the material that Anna has used with us into our own music lessons. And Anna's kindly already made me a CD of music that we've been doing, and we put it on this morning to remind the children because they've had half term, and the response was amazing. I cried, and I've been teaching here for 20 years because one little girl heard the music and she instantly did every action, and it just was, it was a real tear-jerking moment because that's how powerful music can be with our children. And I think what's so beautiful is that it shows us the potential that's within the child, which we can then work with and develop. So yes, we'll be bringing those materials and those ideas into our lessons.
Many of our pupils and students have very poor communication and have blocks to being able to communicate. So it's really important that they use any form of communication possible. Also, many of our pupils have great difficulty in using imagination. So anything that's a vehicle for imagination is helpful to us. Singing is natural, singing is aerobic, singing is spiritual, singing gives us good feelings. But most of all for us, singing is a form of communication. And many children who find it hard to communicate in other ways will communicate superbly through singing. The benefits of working with Plymouth Music Zone are many. First of all, they've worked so carefully in understanding how it is that our kids function, what it is that they prefer in terms of their learning needs. They don't have a view about barriers. Barriers don't exist for them, so therefore they work to our children's potential. They develop good relationships with children, they develop trust, they develop skills with children that are very strong. But most of all, I think that we see them as an integral part of our school. They're our friends. This is about personal development, about staff development, as well as good teaching and learning and creative learning for children. Response from parents is really positive. Parents are very supportive of the work that we do and very often come and see the work that children are doing. 80% of the parents that were involved mentioned how their youngsters had grown in self-confidence with parts of the singing activities that they've been doing. We'll spread the work that's happened through this project into all areas of the school, and I think it's really about taking the essence of the quality of the project and transferring those lessons across a wider group.